Bonjour classe. Aujourd'hui, we're going to do our échauffement. I'm sorry I'm not here today. So for your échauffement, fill in the blanks with the proper form of the verb aller. What does our verb aller mean? It means to go. So fill in the proper forms there. You can pause the video here. All right, so our forms of aller, je vais, tu vas, il, elle va, nous allons, vous allez, ils, elles vont. Rappel, remember. If we want to say I'm going to the movies with Robert Downey Jr., we need our form of aller to say I'm going. So je vais, and then we make à and le cinéma become au cinéma avec Robert Downey Jr. So we're going to a place here. If we want to say that we're going to do something with a celebrity, I'm going to have dinner with Ariana Grande. Je vais dîner avec Ariana Grande. So we conjugate the aller, je vais, but dîner is the infinitive. It stays in its full form. All right, we're starting with leçon 15. You should have picked the handout up at the door. Hopefully you did. We're going to talk about le verbe venir. Venir. Tournez à la page 218 and fill in as you go. Our verb venir means to come. It is an irregular verb. So venir, to conjugate it, here are our subject pronouns. We say je viens, tu viens, il, elle vient, nous venons, vous venez, and ils, elles viennent. Ils, elles viennent. Okay, to say that we're coming to the party, we would say nous venons à la boum. Nous venons à la boum. So répétez, nous venons à la boum. I love that 80s picture. To say the dog is coming too. Le chien vient aussi. Répétez, le chien vient aussi. To ask, at what time do you come to school? We would say, à quelle heure viens-tu à l'école? So répétez, à quelle heure viens-tu à l'école? To say, I'm coming with you. Je viens avec toi. Je viens avec toi. So répétez, je viens avec toi. If your mom is yelling at you and she wants y'all to come here, she would say, venez ici. Venez is the vous form for y'all or you all. And so you could just cut off the vous, right? Just like we do if we're going to say come here. So venez ici. So répétez, venez ici. All right, there's also the verb revenir, which means to come back. So we just add the re in front of venir, revenir, to come back. So if we were going to ask, what time are you coming back? À quelle heure revenez-vous? À quelle heure revenez-vous? To respond, nous revenons à 10 heures. It's conjugated exactly the same as venir. It just has the re on the front. So to ask, when are you coming back? Quand reviens-tu? Quand reviens-tu? Répétez, quand reviens-tu? Or for the plural or for formal, quand revenez-vous? Quand revenez-vous? All right, in your handout you also need to fill in this part, d'où. D'où is from where. From where. So if we wanted to ask someone, where are you from? Or from where are you? Or from where do you come? D'où viens-tu? And we would say, je viens du Texas. I come from Texas. So répétez, d'où viens-tu? Je viens du Texas. All right, so we're going to use venir de plus the infinitive to talk about the near past. Last week we talked about the near future with aller, what you're going to do. We use venir to talk about what you just came from doing. So I just came from school, or I just came from having dinner with someone, or I just came from swimming at the pool, whatever it is. So we use this like we use just. I just did this. So je viens de dîner. I just had dinner, or I just dined. Je viens de dîner. Nous venons d'étudier. We just studied, or we're just coming from studying. So let's do a little writing practice. You're going to tell a friend where you're going and ask him or her to come along. So you might see, for example, à la pizzeria. So you can see the example in the picture there. They're little bubbles where they're speaking. And he says, je vais à la pizzeria. So you're going to use aller to say you're going to that place. And then ask the person to come with you. Tu viens avec moi? And then the person will respond, d'accord, je viens, or non, je ne viens pas. So you're going to write out these statements and questions and their answers. So let's look at number 1. So you're going to write down, je vais au café, tu viens avec moi, and then write down one of the responses, either d'accord, je viens, or non, je ne viens pas, for each one of the others. You can pause the video here. Okay, writing activity number 2, le pique-nique du club français. The French club has organized a picnic. Say who's coming and who is not. So we have the name Philippe and non after his name. That means he's not coming to the picnic. So we're going to say Philippe ne vient pas. Philippe ne vient pas. So that's what you're going to write out. So number 1, we have Alice and oui. So we're going to say Alice vient. Okay, so write out the answers for those. You can pause the video here to do that. All right, we're going to talk about de, la préposition de. We have de plus l'article indéfini. So de can have 3 meanings. From, nous venons de la bibliothèque. We're coming from the library. Of, quelle est l'adresse de l'école? What's the address of the school? Or about, je parle de mon copain. I'm talking about my friend. You could really say I'm speaking of my friend there as well. So let's look at the contractions with de. Last week it was contractions with a, right? Je vais au cinéma. The a and the le became au. Well, there's some contractions with de also. So from the, of the, and about the. So when we have de plus le, it becomes, oops, sorry, and then de plus la, de plus l'apostrophe, and de plus les. De plus le becomes du. De plus la stays the same, de la. De plus l'apostrophe stays the same again. And de plus les becomes des. They basically just smash those together. Des. So just like with the a plus the infinitive, the le, la, l'apostrophe, and les, only the masculine form and the plural form change. So let's look at some examples of that. Voici le café. So you see the café on the right. Here's the café. Juliette vient du café. So on the, the café is on the left. Juliette vient du café is on the right. Juliette is coming from the café. Voici la banque. Tu reviens de la banque. You're coming back from the bank. Voici l'aéroport. Les touristes arrivent de l'aéroport. So the tourists arrive from the airport. Voici les chatons. Je parle des chatons. I'm talking about the cats, the kittens. All right, so let's do some writing practice. Rendezvous. The following students live in Paris. On a Saturday afternoon, they're meeting in a cafe. Say where each one is coming from. So you have your example. Jacques is a male's name. Le musée d'Orsay, that's where he's coming from. So on the right-hand side, you see the bubble there where the person says, Jacques vient du musée d'Orsay. So we're just saying that Jack's coming from the Orsay Museum. So continue that for 1 through 10 and say where each person is coming from using our verb venir. You can pause the video here. All right, a little more writing practice. D'où viens-tu? From where do you come from? So during vacation, Olivier goes out every day. When he gets home, his sister Sophie asks him where he is coming from. So for example, we have mardi, and the little pink triangle is showing you the example. Mardi, he's coming from le cybercafé, le cybercafé. So a cybercafé is where they used to go and use computers to get on the internet when not everyone had internet in their pocket and on their cell phone. So we have here the two bubbles. You're going to write out D'où viens-tu? And then his response, Je viens du cybercafé. So you can pause the video here to do that exercise. All right, for the rest of class, please work on the devoir in the handout, page 79, Activité 1, page 81, Activité 1, and page 133, Activité 1 et 2. Merci, bonne journée. I will see you tomorrow. À demain.